You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Comics YouTube channel, where I'm going to be going through the latest issue of Moon Knight. It's Moon Knight number 19. We're just going to jump into the credits and recap right away. It is written by Jed MacKay, art by Federico Sabatini, colors by Rachel Rosenberg, and letters by VC's Corey Petit. The issue is called Blood Moon Rising, and here is the recap. Moon Knight battled the Structure, a group of vampires led by Tudor. The Tudors sent the assassins Grand Maul and the Nemean after Moon Knight and his allies. The assassins managed to kill Moon Knight's fellow Fist of Khonshu, Hunter's Moon, before they were defeated. A resurrected Hunter's Moon returned to aid Moon Knight during his final battle with the Structure, helping to defeat the vampires. Makes it seem cooler than what actually did end up happening. I thought that the end of the Structure/Tudor story ended in a dud, where I don't even think it was that exciting to begin with. The idea where Tudor was doing his whole pyramid schemes. And I said early on, if you didn't have a line where somehow the pyramid schemes come up and you end up having Moon Knight say pyramids are my thing and punching them, now that's some good stuff. We never got that. And also the idea that Hunter's Moon was, he came back almost instantaneously. There wasn't even any real time to react in my mind to him being dead. But we'll get in this issue that the stakes are going to have to be brought back. I'll tell you about that in a second. Meanwhile, the supervillain Zodiac has been in prison since almost destroying the Midnight Mission. Despite being in prison and having a new psychotherapist, Dr. Robert Plesko, Zodiac very much remains a threat. Does he remain a threat? What he remains a threat to me, actually, is to my waking hours, because he bores the crap out of me. And his nonsense talk almost put me to sleep. So take that there, Zodiac. But here we go. And Moon Knight number 19 is a cool down setup issue after ending the Tudor Structure story last issue. I've been down on this book for a while now and really need something to grab me again. But sadly, it's not going to be Commodore Donald Planet saying laddie every other sentence, or Zodiac waxing poetic about comics, jazz, and supervillains, and which one is the true American original. That sort of thing, it really sounds like Zodiac is sitting there at some party, smoking pot and talking about nonsense to drive me nuts. That's what it feels like completely, and I don't like that. So, Captain Planet might have been a little fun, and is a cool Moon Knight callback, and I'll give Jed MacKay some credit here in this issue. There are some pretty good Moon Knight callbacks if you are aware of them, but do they do anything in the long run? Do they make a better story, or are they just there to be there? Are they callbacks for callback's sake? Because Commodore Planet, he shows up here. This isn't the type of story that he fits into in my mind, and I think that it's a struggle to have him fit in, and really feels off the whole time. It's okay, though, since he's just here to give Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon someone to fight as they discuss the pros and cons of being the immortal Fists of Khonshu. Now, that almost veers towards the, hey, let's sit around and smoke pot and talk about nonsense, right? That's kind of the theme here. And that kind of fits with the Moon Knight story, but it's okay, because to me, this whole conversation and reveal that Khonshu won't be able to resurrect anyone anymore was just to bring back the stakes into the book after Hunter's Moon was killed and instantly brought back last arc. And because you can't just have it now where you have established in this book, well, the Fists of Khonshu, they don't die. They come back. Well, I think that Jed MacKay realizes, well, that's kind of playing the devil's hand here, because nobody's going to be at the edge of their seat for anything. And that really does make both Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight able to just go and do whatever they please. And there is a smart little deal in this where Mark's kind of thinking about that idea of, well, we're not really immortal, because if the Fists of Khonshu were immortal, we wouldn't be them. You'd still have the way back in the day ones still going on. We're pretty new. So why would that be? And Hunter's Moon, you know what? That makes sense. Now, again, we're kind of getting into the smoke in the pot deal again, but say, people like that, right? Well, while all this is happening, The imprisoned Zodiac is verbally sparring with Robert Plesko, Moon Knight's associate and former member of his shadow cabinet. Another cool callback, but does it do much? Zodiac's well aware of who Plesko is and is pretty pleased with himself for messing with Mark until Plesko tells him that Soldier, whom Zodiac thought he killed, was still alive, pretty much meaning that Zodiac did nothing at all to screw with Moon Knight. He even thinks that he wants to think that he's this big thing. He keeps saying like, oh, well, I did this and Mark's probably running away from me and all scared and I've upset his family and all this stuff. Well, they already said it in the recap. He almost destroyed the Midnight Mission. Well, really what he did was give the opportunity for Mark to improve it. Now we have Haunted House Midnight Mission because of what, Zodiac tried to do. So that was a fail. Then he thinks that he killed Soldier. Well, he didn't. He finds this out, and he goes from it. It's funny, too, because you're setting up Zodiac to kind of come back as the villain, and you have him there talking a lot of crap. That's pretty cool. And then the minute that Plesko tells him, oh, no, you didn't hear? Soldier's still alive, he pretty much ends up looking like a sad sack failure. I don't know that plays out well if you want him to come back as the big villain. It was pretty obvious that all this was just setting up the next big arc, but I can't say anything here got me intrigued much at all, including seeing Herb and Sheila Hollister, the Harlequin hitman, as the issue's cliffhanger. Again, a neat little callback to things, little, grass from the past, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't like the pish-posh, cliffhangers of what's going to come next, because anything could be great. So I hope that it is, but just seeing them there at the end and thinking that most people won't even know what that means or what it is, that's nothing that's going to be like, oh man, I got to read this next issue. And all of that all combined, I'm going to give the issue a 6.5 out of 10. Federico Sabatini's art's okay, but it's inconsistent. And I really wish we had Alessandro Cappuccio back on the book. I guess if you've been loving every issue so far, you'll continue loving this, but overall, I'm getting bored with this book. I need something more. I need something to hook me in. And this just was, I don't think that this was supposed to be that. This is just a setup issue, but I'm waiting for something to get the hooks back into me. And I need that quick. I really do. So that is it. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, enable the notifications. Let me know what you thought of Moon Knight in the comments below. And if you did love the issue, if you love Moon Knight, this doesn't have to be a fight. Just let me know what you think. I'll talk to you and whatnot, and maybe we'll kind of, get all excited. I'd rather somebody come in and say that they love it and convince me to love it as well. That'd be awesome, because I really need something in this book to get me going, because I'm getting pretty bored with it right now, as I said. But that's that. I will talk to everybody later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.